Weh, tadi kau nampak tak sel-sel yang abnormal dekat slide tadi?
Nampak lah. Tapi itulah tak nampak semua weh. Kau nampak ke semua?
Aku pun tak nampak semua weh.
Itulah macam mana
Weh, risau weh.
Kenapa?
Pasti nak dekat dah ni.
Ya weh, minggu depan kan. Lepas tu macam aku pun risau juga. Tapi chill dululah. Minggu depan kan. Lama lagi nak belajar.
Chill.
Boleh ni, tidur je. Aku nak balik lah. Penat dah.
Okay, daripada kau tidur, lebih kita pergi study dengan dia orang. Waktu aku selalu balik ni, aku selalu nampak dia orang selalu study week kan.
Ya ke? Kau berapa weh?
Daripada tidur lebih kita study dengan dia orang. Jadi ada dekat ilmu tu sikit orang kata.
Boleh lah.
Boleh.
Kan boleh lah. Input tu ada.
Kau cakap dia orang ada.
Haa lah weh. Itulah kan. Nasib baik diorang ada. Alang-alang tu kita boleh nak tanya diorang sekali kan. Jom weh.
Jom.
Hai Rish, hai Bayar.
Hai.
Kau buat apa ni?
Oh, kita orang tengah tulis balik saya tu information.
Oh ya ke? Bagusnya. Weh, tadi sebenarnya tanda tadi slide kita orang tu macam tak nampak sangat kau. So macam kau nampak ke semua apa yang kita kena tengok tu?
Boleh lah, boleh nampak. Tapi tak je lah.
Baik ke?
Ada yang tidak semua kita orang boleh fokus dengan start.
Oh, I see. Boleh tolong tunjukkan kita orang?
Acute lobar pneumonia is an acute bacterial infection involving a large portion of one lobe or an entire lobe of the lung. Alveoli of one or more lobe of the lung is filled to an acute inflammatory exudate. The most common organism which causes lobar pneumonia are Streptococcus pneumoniae, Haemophilus influenzae and Morozella catarrhalis. Signs and symptoms of lobar pneumonia are high fever, chills, shortness of breath, and sharp chest pain. Histologically, the tissue changes in lobar pneumonia are classified into 4 stages: congestion, red hepatization, grey hepatization, and resolution. So this is the slide of lobar pneumonia from acute inflammation lab. So the slide shows the presence of macrophages with carbon deposits. So this shows that the macrophages are engulfing the carbon present in the tissue. So as you can see, we have widened septa, and the alveoli is also not recognizable because the structure is totally changed. So regeneration of alveolar lining of the cells can return the normal structure and function of the lungs.
Acute meningitis is a rapidly progressive inflammation of the membrane surrounding the brain and spinal cord, caused by bacterial infection. The swelling from meningitis typically triggers symptoms such as headache, fever, and stiff neck. This is our slide for acute meningitis. The appearances in this section are typical of bacterial meningitis. In this slide, we can see the scattered mononuclear of macrophage. And for this slide, we can see the area of inflammatory cell in the cortex of subarachnoid space of the brain, and also filled by numerous variable degenerate polymorph.
Basically, acute myocardial infarction is the medical name for a heart attack. A heart attack is a life-threatening condition that occurs when blood flow to the heart muscle is abruptly cut off, which causing tissue damage. This is usually the result of a blockage in one or more of the coronary arteries. A blockage can develop due to the build-up of plaque, a substance mostly made of fats, cholesterol, and cellular waste products. When these arteries become blocked or narrowed, blood flow to your heart can decrease significantly or stop completely. This can cause a heart attack. The symptoms of heart attack can be quite various, which include pressure or tightness in the chest, shortness of breath, sweating, nausea, vomiting, anxiety, a cough, dizziness, and a fast heart rate. As we can see, if we can observe the slide properly, we can see the vasodilation of the blood vessel, where the diameter of the blood vessel is larger compared to the normal ones. The accumulations of the red blood cells indicates the stasis, which is a stoppage or slowdown in the flow of the blood. We can also see the presence of collections of neutrophils in the arteries, where it will lead to the inflammation process.
Today I would like to show you a slide of acute appendicitis. Before we start, let me explain what is acute appendicitis. Acute appendicitis is inflammation of appendix. This is because the blockage of the lining appendix which result in infection. There are many symptoms of acute appendicitis, such as lost appetite, abdominal swelling, and nausea. So, this is slide of acute appendicitis. As what we can see in this slide, the lumen become wide and enlarged. At the same time, we also can see the mucosa are already destroyed. This slide is shown in the high magnification of the previous slide, and we can see the ulceration of the mucosa. And we can see in this slide the blood vessel become widening, known as a vasodilation.
Inilah vasodilation of our blood vessel.
Oh, nah, sekarang aku dah nampak dah. Tadi jenuh cari.
Macam ni ya, kita boleh perform.
Hospital kan di depan.
Tak lapar.
Wih, lapar weh. Jom weh, makan.